Hello, my fellow book nerds. Welcome to another one of my videos. You know it. It's time to pick our reads for February. I'm doing something a little bit different than I normally do. Usually I have a TBR jar and I pick prompts out of it. But you guys, it's February. It's all about love and hearts and little dudes with wings and diapers hitting you with arrows. So it's very fantasy oriented, I guess. I don't know. Maybe. Anyways, for this month, I decided I am going to do a number count system using the Cupid wheel, which I myself created. It's called Cupid's Fate. Cupid's Fate is going to decide what books I read in February. How I set this up is I created Cupid's wheel and I got it on my trusty iPad right here. I have all of my books on a shelf, everything kind of in an order. And so I'm going to spin the wheel. And whatever number that the wheel lands on is the number I'm going to pick in my books. So I have my shelf pretty much all set up. And then how I'm going to do it is the first book on my shelf that I have not read yet, that's book 1. And then I'm going to move over to the next book that I haven't read, and that's going to be book 2, and then book 3, and so on and so forth. And then I start at the bottom of my shelf, and then I work on my sides starting from left to right, kind of like how you would read a book. And then I have books that wouldn't fit on the shelf, so then I have them down on my dresser, and then I just have them starting from the bottom to the top. So I continue on. So I just count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and I get to whatever number that is. Then I go down to the bottom of my next list, and then I go up that way and continuing the count up from there. And then I also have 2 books coming in the mail. They were supposed to get here today, but due to bad weather, it's not actually going to get here until tomorrow. I can't wait to film this. So what I did is I made that my number 20 and 29 because there's 29 books currently on my TBR shelf. If those books happen to get picked, then I'll just put them up on the screen for you. Go ahead and grab yourself a drink and join me as we talk about books. I currently have an Element electrolyte drink. This is, I'm training for a marathon. And so I do a lot of running and exercising, and I'm trying to get more electrolytes. So grab your drink, whatever that may be, and join me. I have joined a book club, and I was going to talk to you guys about what book we were going to be reading for the next month. We haven't figured that out yet. We actually start our reading on the 3rd of each month and go until the 3rd of the next month. So the chances are, and in most of these TBR videos of mine, I'm not going to know what book I'm going to be reading with my club until after I've filmed. So you guys will hear about that book when I talk about my monthly reads. So first we have my book bingo, and I'm going to put it up on the screen here for you guys so you can see it. This is kind of the setup that I have. I showed it a little bit in my last video if you did the flip through with me on my digital journal for 2026. So what we're going to do is we're going to switch over to my spin wheel app, and that's kind of how I'm going to do it. I'm going to spin a wheel for the A, B, C, D, E category, and then I'm going to spin the wheel for what number that we end up with, and then that's going to be my prompt, and I'm going to pick a book based on that prompt. So let's go ahead and start with the top line of the bingo here. I'm going to spin. Okay, so we have a 1, so it's going to be 1. Okay, and then the side. Okay, so B1 is what we're looking at. So we'll go back over here to the book bingo, and we've got B1. So I have to pick a book with a blue book cover. Okay, so the lighting isn't the best in my room right now because I have the lights off and I'm just using my ring light, but I'm pretty sure that this is blue. So we're gonna go with Heavenly Bodies by Amani Ariyu. Can Love Overcome Fate? This is book 1 of the Heavenly Bodies series. You know the most dangerous kind of villain? A woman with nothing left to lose. In a world ruled by the cruel and merciless stars, Alara has been cursed by fate. A prophecy promises she will fall for a star, but that it will kill them both. So when Ariette star of wrath and war, descends to wreak havoc on Alara's kingdom of night. She flees her home, only to be captured by the neighboring Helios kingdom of light, and falls straight into the arms of an enemy prince. Fearing that Ariete might turn his sights to Helios next, Prince Lorenzo is forced to train Alara as a weapon, one worthy of battling against the tyrannical reign of the stars. But there are shadows even within the kingdom of light, and they threaten to reveal the darkness in Lorenzo's past and the ancient magic that slumbers in Alara's veins. And with it all comes an undeniable star-crossed pull between Alara and Lorenzo that neither can seem to resist. Ooh, sounds so good. Just something about the stars and things like that just sounds really good. Let's read a line here. Enzo's stare did not leave her, and she couldn't withstand the fire that surrounded her any longer. I have no clue. But this sounds really, really good. This is on, I think this book is on the 26 books that I want to read in 2026. So that is perfect. I'm all about completing lists this year, as I am trying my best to complete series that I started last year. I say as I'm holding book 1 of a new series. We're not talking about that. We're not talking about that. I wasn't talking about that. You were talking about that? Well, shh, let's not talk about it. We're not talking about it. No more new series. Okay, so here is the Cupid's Choice Wheel, and let's see what book 1 is going to be. Okay, so 28. That is quite literally one of the books that I have coming in the mail. So coming in book number 1 in the Cupid's Fate is Guild, which is book 1 in the Plated Prisoner series. And this is interesting because this is also a book that's on my 26 and 26. So I already feel like I'm off on a great start right now. See, this one has kind of got a Midas tailing to it. The Fae abandoned this world to us, and the ones with power rule. Gold floors, gold walls, gold furniture, gold clothes. In Hybel, in the castle built into the frozen mountains, everything is made of gold, even me. King Midas rescued me, dug me out of the slums, and placed me on a pedestal. I'm called his precious, his favored. I'm the woman he gold-touched to show everyone that I belonged to him, to show how powerful he is. He gave me protection, and I gave him my heart, and even though I don't leave the confines of the palace, I'm safe. Till war comes to the kingdom and a deal is struck. Suddenly, my trust is broken, my love is challenged, and I realize that everything I thought I knew about Midas might be wrong, because these bars I'm kept in, no matter how gilded, are still just a cage. But the monsters on the other side might make me wish I'd never left. This one sounds amazing, and I love a good Midas tale. Okay, time for book 2. Do your worst, Cupid. Okay, book 23. Glow, which Glow of the Everflame, which is book 2 in the Kindred Curse saga. I'm so glad that this one got picked. Oh my gosh, am I so glad that this one got picked. I finally read book 1, which was Spark of the Everflame, and you guys, I love that book so much that I immediately picked up book 2. I did not pass go. I did not collect $200. I skipped and went straight to buying book 2. I absolutely have to know what happens. Yes, please. Basically, I'm not going to read the exempt on the back of this book because it would give away so many spoilers. But basically, you have this girl who thinks she's like a nobody human, but come to find out she's not really who she thought she was, and her mom goes missing, and as she tries to figure out what happened to her mom, all of these mysteries and things start getting unfolded, and she realized that her mom kept a bunch of secrets from her. Her life isn't even remotely what she thought it was, and then something like massively huge happens at the end of the book that has you going, oh, like, you can't help but feel sorry for this girl because she has no clue what's going on. And suddenly she's going to end up with this massive responsibility that, oh man, I can't blame her for the decisions that she made at the end of the book. Like, I honestly would probably do the same because you don't even know who you are. And suddenly you're thrust upon this stuff. And it's just, oh my gosh, I have to know what happens. So yes, immediately this is happening. And will also start complete book series, which is one of my biggest goals for 2026, is to try my best to get books and series done, be gone. I would like to. I mean, I don't see this happening because I watch a lot of booktubers, and like hardly any of them have gotten on their channel at the end of the year and said, hey, I have less series than I started with. It very rarely works that way, but I'm trying. All right, let's go into our book 3. This thing likes the big numbers. All right, so let's go with book 18 and see what we got. I'm just going to go down my list and count. So for book 18, we have The King of Frost and Shadows by Jen L. Gray. This is just something I randomly found, and it sounded really good. So it's book 1 in Faded to Darkness trilogy. We're not talking about the fact that I have now officially picked 2 books that are book 1s in series. Nope. But it's looks like a small book compared to a lot of the books that I own. A Vengeful King, A Lost Princess, and the Revenge He's Desperate For. For the last 12 years, Tavish, the king of the Unseelie Fae, focused on finding the key for taking back his rightful lands from the Seelie Fae after they killed his parents. There was one problem that stood in his way, locating the Seelie princess hidden on Earth. After years of haunting her dreams, he finally locates her and drags her back to their realm. She's forgotten her Fae life and wants to escape. He doesn't care. He merely needs her blood in order to free his people. But she's more than he remembers, and a spark ignites between them every time they touch. None of that matters, though. His goal is set, to drain her blood once her magic activates once again. He must take back what is rightfully his, no matter the cost. But if he does, the price might be what's left of his heart. Aww. And you know what? I don't know why, but reading the back of it and like seeing the cover and everything, maybe it's because it's like the pink flowers and stuff, I'm kind of getting some Valentine vibes off of it. I don't know why. It could be just me. I could be crazy. I mean, you know, crazy. I was crazy once. It was in a deep dark hole with the rats. Rats, I hate rats. They drive me nuts. Nuts, they drive me crazy. Anyways, and repeat. All right, book 4, here we come. Book number 6. So let's count down the list. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh my gosh. Yes, you guys. Yes. Lucky number 6. Yes. Sometimes pulling books off of my bookshelf is like trying to play Jenga, only more dangerous. Book number 4 on my list, thanks to Cupid's Fate, is Firebird by Juliet Cross. Now, I've talked about this one a couple times. This is book 1 in the Fire That Binds series. This one is on my 26 and 26 list as well. So now we have 3 books on my list that I'm reading in February. So hell yeah. Thanks, Cupid's Fate. This book I've been wanting to read for a while. I got drawn in by the cover. So pretty. His movements were fluid, lithe, a hunter's steady progress toward the awaiting prey. His face was steeped in shadow till he passed a torch. I sucked in a staccato breath. His face was too hard, too sharp, too arresting. His maker had cut him with an unforgiving blade, molding him into a beast of unquestionable dominance and terrible beauty. He stood off to the side of the front row, his dark gaze sweeping the audience, the gusting torch flame licking along his features, caressing into the shadows like a lover. Then it happened. Flickering flame caught the golden deep of his irises, touching the supernatural doors to his soul, if he had one. I exhaled the breath I'd been holding, knowing I looked upon the beast of legend, the one who filled our people with fiery nightmares, who stormed across the world and took whatever and whoever he wanted. Dragon, I whispered. Yes, yes, yes. Oh, guys, I got goosebumps. I got goosebumps. I don't know if you can see them, but I have them. Guys, look. I will never get over sprayed edges. The amount of people I have heard saying that they're tired of sprayed edges. No, keep them coming. Like if you're not over book covers, how could you be over sprayed edges? Book covers have been happening for as long as there was books. Nobody get tired of those. I'm just saying. Anyways, moving on. I'll read the exempt for you guys. A conqueror captivated, a witch prophesied to save them all, a world where dragons rule Rome. From the moment Roman general and nephew to the emperor Julianus Dacia laid eyes upon Melina, he was enthralled by the dancer. Years later, the fierce beauty stands before him on a scarred battlefield, her life in danger. He instinctively shifts into his powerful dragon form to save her, an action that may mean his head on the imperial gate. But he and his dragon know one thing: she belongs to them. Melina can't believe that the centurion who had once bestowed a secret talisman on her and the Roman general is the Roman general of legendary brutality. His prowess as a warrior cannot be denied, yet it doesn't reveal the secret he hides. All Melina knows is his protection and gentle touch, and she cannot deny how her soul has always seemed to answer his. As they navigate a world where flying death riders conquer and burn, their love will ignite a firestorm that can only end in heartbreak or death, or both. Ooh. This is an adventure I cannot wait to get into. Oh my gosh, you guys, I am loving February. What the hell? I need to do Cupid's Fate more often. Give me a good one for book 5. Book number 2. I feel like February's taken all the amazing books. I'm not going to have anything left. You guys got it. Oh, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I know you want to know. You want to know what it is, right? Right. Okay, well, you can find out in a second. Ready? And here it is. Oh my gosh. On Wings of Blood. Yet another book on my 26 and 26 list. I am just checking shit off, y'all. I mean, yes. On Wings of Blood by Briar Bolin. I read her other series before this one, Morgan's Story, and I've talked about in a couple past videos. I absolutely loved that series, and I just know this book is going to be amazing, and it's going to wreck me, and I'm going to be damaged for the rest of the month, but, oh my gosh. Yes, you guys. This is book 1 in the Bloodwing Academy series. It says at Bloodwing Academy, blood is power and love is a dangerous game. I didn't sign up for this. A half-fae in a school of high blood vampires? That's a recipe for torment. I'm Medra Pendragon, last of the dragon riders, or so they tell me. Funny thing is, there are no dragons left. Not a single one. But somehow, that hasn't stopped the vampires from deciding I'm worth capturing. Now I'm stuck at Bloodwing Academy, where the high bloods run everything, and Blightborns like me, we're just blood in their veins, pawns in their games. But that's not even the worst part. Enter Blake Drakeharrow, cold, arrogant, and way too gorgeous for his own good. He's been tormenting me since the moment we met, and now, thanks to some ancient ritual, we're betrothed. He acts like he owns me, but I'm not going down without a fight. Bloodwing isn't just a school, it's a battlefield. High bloods fight for power, and if you're weak, you're dead. Between deadly competitions, lies that could get me executed, and a dragon-shaped secret looming over my head, all I have to do is survive. Easy, right? Huh. Except I'm starting to think the real danger isn't the academy, it's what I'm becoming in this twisted game of power. And Blake, he might just be the one who pushes me over the edge. They think they can control me. They think they can use me, but they have no idea what they've awakened. They have no idea what they've awakened. Hell yes. Now, I have questions. I have questions about this series because this is Medra Pendragon, and like I said, I've read the other series. There was a Medra Pendragon in the other series, but something happened to her. I'm not going to say anything beyond that, but it has me going, is this supposed to be the same Medra? Like, what's going on with that? Like, I need deets. And I have heard people say that you get to see some of the people, some of the other characters from the other series in this series, which also makes me wonder if Medra is connected to that other series in the way that I think she is. And again, if she is, how? How are they making that work? I need to know. Would you like to know more? Okay, guys, we're on to the last book. And if it's anything like what we've got going on now, whoo. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get through all these books though, to be honest, but I'm really excited about all of the choices. #22. Okay, so book 22 is also a book that isn't here yet. It's supposed to get here tomorrow. And that one is called Sky Shielder by Lindsay Roker. This is the one that I just randomly had. Amazon recommended it to me and it sounded absolutely amazing and I absolutely had it added to my list. And so it's interesting that two of the books that aren't even here yet that I just decided to randomly pick up for whatever reason are books I'm reading in February. He helped destroy her family. Now he wants to protect her. Dare she trust him? For generations, magical sky shields have defended the Garden Kingdom from dragons and their savage riders. Now, the shield protecting the capital has been sabotaged, the castle destroyed, and all except the youngest member of the royal family slain. A healer with a love for books, antiques, and avoiding family gatherings, Princess Scylla never thought the future of the kingdom would rely upon her or that assassins would be hunting her down. With only an aged bodyguard with bad knees to protect her, she's in way over her head. Then he shows up. The powerful and deadly dragon rider, Captain Vorik, claims to be from a faction that wants peace, not war, and who opposed the attack. Supposedly, he and his dragon ally were sent to protect Scylla. With threats coming from all directions, she has no choice but to accept his help. But she doesn't trust him, or her attraction to him. Why is he really there? To kill her? To spy on her? To seduce her? All Scylla knows for certain is that she must get the best of Vorik before he can get the best of her. Her kingdom and her life depend on it. I like this. Warning, Sky Shielder contains sex, violence, and arrogant and opinionated dragons. That's my kind of book right there. A dragon book. A dragon book. Yeah. I mean, I'm not 100% sure if Wings and Blood is going to have a dragon in it or not. She's supposed to be the last dragon rider, but it also says in the exempt that there is no more dragons and that there hasn't been for a long time. So I don't know if a dragon's eventually going to appear and we're going to have some, it's going to be type of a dragon riding aspect book. But I do love dragon riding books, like, immensely. I eat them up for breakfast. When I read the exempt for this one, I was like, heck yeah, Amazon, you know me. You've got my number. And so I was like, click, purchase that one. And I get to read it next month. Whew, this is going to be a lot of fantasy though, you guys. I think every single book that got chosen is all fantasy. We'll have to see how that goes because normally I like to mix things up, like, with a little bit of palette cleansers. I am so excited about the books that got chosen for February, and there's still 5 days in January, but oh my gosh, I want it to be February so bad right now because I absolutely want to read these books. I'm like, yes, I'm so excited. I can't wait to get started. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know down in the comments below what some of the books you guys are planning on reading in February. Do you do a TBR or do you just kind of, just pick books just based on mood? Do you have a book or a book series that you are really looking forward to in the month of February? And if you do, let me know what that book is. If you watched all the way to the end, first off, thank you guys so much. You're freaking awesome. But second of all, you might as well stick around, hit that subscribe button, and become one of my book buddies, my book friends. I would absolutely love to have you in our what is currently small community. And I'm hoping to grow more. So if you could hit that subscribe, like my videos to help my videos get out there to other people, it helps with the algorithm and it would help me out immensely. I would so appreciate the support. I will see you guys in my next video when I talk all about the books that I read for January. You're not going to want to miss that because man, did I go on some journeys and I can't wait to talk about them. Bye guys.